So, tell me a bit about yourself. Where are you from? What's your name? Maybe your age? What are you working on?
So my name is Imrane. I'm 19 years old. I'm from the Netherlands. What I'm working on mostly is building my own production company. So filming and editing videos for clients. Besides that, I'm also working on content creation. So that's actually my lead generating machine. So I'm making content on TikTok and Instagram, building my personal brand, and that also helps with getting those clients in. So essentially, I'm like all in the world of video making. Like I love doing that, and that's all I do every single day.
That's very nice. I've seen some work of you and it's pretty good. So,
Thanks.
walk me back when you got started. How did you get started? What were you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah. So I for myself I got like different starting points. So I got when I started with like videography, which is literally when I was like 13 or 14, I started making videos on YouTube. Um, yeah, literally just videos of myself telling stories. Sometimes I would be talking about stuff that I don't want to look back on. But yeah, I was like a young kid trying to make some videos. And that's really where it started. I grabbed a camera, I went filming, I edited. Some people really liked my video, so I just went on with it. So yeah, that was like where I started. I really started with videography. But for me, where it really started is like a couple years ago when I set up like my official company in the Netherlands. You go to like a place, you set it up. It's really it's easy stuff, but when I really started working for clients and doing projects and like short after, I think like almost 2 years ago right now, I had my first job that was like outside of the country, and since then I had it like way more. So for me, that was the point where I really thought like, damn, this thing is real. People are like literally paying me to go outside of the country on a plane to film videos. And that was for me another start, like the start of this journey that I'm on right now, which is like working with clients and also doing some stuff outside of the Netherlands.
That's nice. That's nice. So, when did you realize the traditional paths weren't for you?
So I already had it like really like a long time ago that I would be telling people I wouldn't go to college because if you look at traditional film schools right now, and then for me, that's in my case, I don't think I would learn anything because everything is so basic. It's tailored to literally everyone. So like someone who's like literally just started with videography could go to school and he could learn stuff there. So if you're really specialized into something, whether it's videography or something else, it's you're probably already too good to learn something at a college. So that's my opinion on that. But besides that, eventually, because people told me, yeah, you should probably go to college, I went back to that mindset again. So I was still in high school at that point, and then when I was done with high school, I applied to two different studies because I was like, maybe I want to do this. Eventually, I didn't want to do economics, so I applied to like a creative study, and then literally 2 weeks before we would have started studying, I just canceled everything and just went all in on making videos. And the plan was to not to do it for a year and then after that go studying again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm like working literally a almost normal job right now, like
Yeah.
something that people study for like 4 or 5 years. I'm doing it right now, literally a year out of high school.
That's very nice. And at the end of the day, you learn the most by actually doing the work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. I mean, if you really look at the companies, it's like, would you rather have someone that has 4 years of school experience without any other experience, or would you rather have someone with 4 years of actual experience?
Yeah, that's true. So, did you ever had a moment where you thought, what the fuck am I actually doing here?
But sorry, can you ask it again?
Did you have a moment where you thought, what the fuck am I actually doing here?
I had it in like two senses. So the first thing is like kind of the let's see how you call it, like the imposter syndrome type. So
Yeah.
I'm like filming in another country and like getting paid for it, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Actually,
Yeah.
people that have the same age are just like studying, and I'm like here
Yeah.
filming somewhere else. But I also had it in a bit more negative sense, and there was like more doubt, like, what am I doing here? Should I go
Mm-hmm.
back to college? Because essentially, when you're going on that journey, you have to go all in. Because right now, it's literally, I don't have any, how you call it? I don't have any path ahead of me. Like people
Yeah.
go to college and they work and they buy a house. For me, it's like I skip that part. I go to work. Maybe I can buy a house someday, hopefully.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Like you skip a huge part. So you gotta figure a lot of stuff out yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also a bit scary to know that like some people's lives really start in 4 years after college,
Yeah.
and mine starts right now. Like right now, I'm already working. I have to do stuff. So that was also for me a part where I thought like, am I doing it right? But eventually, you need doubt. Otherwise, it would be too perfect.
Yeah, that's true. And I find that feeling exciting, not
Yeah.
knowing what's going to come. Because if you know what's going to come, it's a bit boring, and now it can be everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. That's nice.
yeah. So, what did your parents say when you told them you weren't going to college?
My dad said like, yeah, you're never too old to what did he say? You're never too old to learn new things.
Oh, okay.
He was talking about like the studying stuff. Um, so yeah, they weren't really disappointed, would I say, but also not the happiest. But yeah, right now that they're seeing that I'm like working and doing my own thing, they're like not worried at all. But of course, at first when I was like, yeah, I'm not going to college, I'm probably gonna do gonna click record on a camera. They were like, yeah, they had some doubts, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually, if you can, for me, it was like showing them that it was possible outside of
Mm-hmm.
the norm. So
Yeah.
I did it, and right now it's like not a problem at all.
That's nice. That's nice. So now we'll get into the worldview part.
Yeah.
So, what do you believe about success that most people don't?
Damn, about success. Um, what do I believe about success? To be honest, I've noticed that it's not really about making funnels or marketing or all the other stuff that people are teaching you, but it's just if you try to be and can become the best at what you're doing, you'll definitely get work.
Yeah.
Because for me, with filmmaking, I was a bit conflicted with two different things. So for the last time, I was working on like marketing and making videos and stuff, and trying it like that. But also, when I'm working for clients, I literally try to put my heart and soul into work. So I try to make the best stuff possible. And I think if you do that and you keep doing that consistently, you'll get there. Because it's literally, why would people not work with you if you output one of the highest quality, like in your region or overall?
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. And what's the biggest lie we have been told about entrepreneurship?
So, one thing that I'm still thinking about from day to day is like the the freedom in entrepreneurship. So like yeah, you can work from your laptop, you can go everywhere you want. Like for me, I'm like working as an entrepreneur, working making videos for brands. But if I want to get a lot of if I want to get a lot of projects and get like paid a lot, I can do that somewhere in Bali. Like I have to be here. I have clients that count on me being here, filming for them, or coming to the office a couple of days a week, because like I asked this to a friend of mine once. I was like, let's say you're at the highest, like one of the highest rankings in videography. Let's say you get paid 100 euros an hour. Would you rather pay that for someone that's living in Bali doing remote stuff, or someone that's literally right here next to you that can come to the office to work together with you?
Yeah, that's true.
So most people that think about it and that are entrepreneurs themselves, they would probably pick the one that can come to the office or that's close by, because that's how communication works. You can really work like that. But yeah, the biggest lie about entrepreneurship is that it's easy, that it's like you can work everywhere you want. Like there's stuff that's literally so hard to do. Like some people think it's just like working an extra couple of hours at night, because that's the easy stuff. But what's the hard stuff is like making decisions, like maybe I want to do this, but then I can't do that, and then that client may be a bit unhappy about that. So it's harder than it looks online.
Yeah, I think so too, and they make it look so easy on social media, and when you're actually doing it, it's a whole different view.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if you could give the starting version of you one piece of advice, what would it be?
Ooh, one piece of advice.
Or more pieces of advice.
I'll try to come up with one, and maybe we can get more. Let me think. Yeah, what's something that I did that could be better? Yeah, of course, the cliche advice is don't listen to a lot of people. Because when I first started with videography, I thought I was like really good. Eventually someone told me like, hey, you think you're good, but you're still starting. You're just like, fine, of course, if I look back at those videos, I was shit. But what you gotta do is like do your thing, try to do as much of it as possible. So in my case, it was making videos, and eventually you'll get there. Like if someone tells me right now, you think you're good, but you're not good, I would tell them you're a liar, because I'm good at what I do. But that mindset is also because of all the years that I put in and all the people that told me like, hey, your videos could be a bit better, why don't you try this or that? Like all the doubts that I put into momentum to make my craft better, to eventually come to this point. But yeah, it's important to realize like eventually that you're good at something. Like you can't always be in that spiral of they're doing it better, or I can do this, I can do that better. Eventually, when you want to get hired and do jobs, whether it's videography or something else like an agency or something, you gotta think and you gotta know that you're good at it.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's something you tried that completely failed? Maybe a business model or...
I had one thing. I tried to do social media marketing once. I made so the thing with that is, again, coming to the point of like entrepreneurship, looking fun. So I had a lot of fun making the flyer and with like the pricing and stuff, and like, for this price you get 2 videos a week. Eventually I pitched it to like a company that was working with like on a regular basis for videography. I was like, hey, we can also do social media management. Eventually they were like, I don't really like the offer, because it was like really strict, and it was like, you get 60 seconds of video. And so the thing was, my offer was, in my eyes, it was like really nice and really clean and stuff, but in the client's eyes, it was like not worth it. It's like too much restrictions, and it's not what they were searching for. So that told me that you don't need a nice flyer, don't work on a logo, don't work on any of the how do you call that, any of the design stuff, just work on your offer. Because if I told the client a good offer without a whole presentation, because I literally had a whole presentation, they probably would have took it without hesitation.
Yeah, that's true. And build your experience, build the value for the client.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. That's the most important. Some people forget that you're like working with people, so
yeah,
you always have to keep that in mind.
that's true. So, what does a typical day in your life look like?
So I have different days, and that's like filming days and editing days.
Mm-hmm.
Filming days are the most fun. That's where like the night in front, the night before I go filming, like half an
Mm-hmm.
hour, I just pack all my gear and make sure everything is set up for the shoot. Then the day after, I wake up, I get all my stuff, which is exciting because I love working with like camera gear and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and then I just go to the location of the shoot. I meet up with the client, and we're just gonna shoot the whole day. So it can be
Mm-hmm.
like an after movie or something I did like a while ago was LinkedIn videos, so short form
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn videos, which is fun because you're not only filming, but in that case, I am really directing the client and telling him how to say stuff. And we're like in a room, and I can just choose like a point or an angle to shoot at. So I have like the whole video is in my hands. So if it's a good video, I know that I did a good job on like all the all the points. And then other things are editing days, which is also fun, I think. It's like it's a different kind of fun because today I'm like in the office, I have a whole editing day in front of me.
Yeah.
And it's just on days like this, yeah, the nice thing is I can sleep a little longer because I go to the office at around 9, sometimes at 10. I literally just I choose it myself. That's the
Yeah.
fun thing about it. But yeah, I just start working at lunch. I just go lunching somewhere or buy some lunch here. But it's like the best form of freedom. I think the most realistic form of freedom that I have in this work are the editing days because I'm just at home or in the office right now.
Yeah, that's true. And it's nice to see you so passionate about what you do, about your work.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So, what's harder than you expected, and what's easier than you expected?
So harder than I expected. Let's think. Yeah, so not necessarily harder than I expected
Mm-hmm.
because I already expected it, but of course, getting new clients when you're starting or when you're already like working for people, it's quite hard to get new clients. Like
Yeah.
right now, I'm at a point where that happens like often enough, but I also have a lot of active clients already that I'm working for, so
Mm-hmm.
I have the work that I need. But getting like a lot of new clients is quite hard. Um, yeah, but I already expected that.
Yeah.
But it's a thing about like building your personal brand, but also more importantly, making the best work for all your clients because eventually they'll talk to other people, and like that you'll get more clients. What's easier than expected actually is like charging a higher rate. Like every single time I try to up my rate a bit. Um, yeah, eventually I'm like almost at double at what I started at.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier because every single time you make like good work, you can make your rate higher, and as long as you tell it to a client in a way that you're confident, like don't tell them like, oh, I think we could do this price maybe. It's like, yeah, this is the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know. So it is easier because the clients that pay more, they put more trust in you because if you do something for me and I pay you like a lot of money for it, so let's say I could pay someone 100 euros or I could pay you 1,000 euros. In my mind, I think you'll do a better job because I'm paying you more money.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
let's say if I'm making a website and someone says, hey, I can make a website for you for 20 euros. I would say like for 20, I wouldn't trust that. Like I would rather spend way more money on a website and get a good one than spending little and doubting it. So the more a client pays you, the less doubt they have. And even then, you don't have to make like much better work than you're already making. Like um, it's like you have to make good work, but it's not because they pay you a bit more than they expect like 2 times as much for you.
Yeah.
So that was quite a bit easier to do that, to like up the prices every single time, which is also like you have to do that as an entrepreneur because you want to scale.
Yeah.
You're better at your craft. In my case, I have like way more gear that I'm shooting with, so
Nice.
that's why you should increase the prices.
Nice. So, what's one skill every young entrepreneur should learn first before starting their journey? Maybe a principle or yeah.
Yeah, one thing they should learn before starting their journey.
Mhm.
One thing is definitely, I'll keep it on two things, but one thing, literally the first one is communication.
Mhm.
Like you have to think about like your client also being a human. Like you're literally working with
Yeah.
humans, and I'm seeing too much entrepreneurs that are just starting that make like packages and they're like, yeah, clients this, clients that, but essentially you're working with humans. Like for me, when I'm working with a client, I'm just direct. I'm literally communicating with them about how we can do stuff, even if it's about pricing. It's like eventually everyone that you're working with, although it's a CEO of a big company, like I've worked with CEOs of companies that are doing millions, tens of millions of dollars a year, tens of millions of euros, and they're regular humans. Like you can talk
Yeah.
with them. Like you can communicate with them. It's not because you're working with a company you have to be really strict about stuff, or you have to be cold. You just have to be a chill guy to be working with. So really understand that before you work with clients that you're working with humans. And another thing that I would tell to an entrepreneur that's just starting is literally start. Like, don't worry about a logo, don't worry about a website. I literally have like the most work right now than I've ever had, and my website is shit. Like, I haven't updated it in like a year because I didn't have the time to do it because I'm working.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, like a good website is nice, but don't focus on that at the start. Don't focus on a logo, just do the work.
Yeah.
Like in my case, it's making videos, just make videos on TikTok, on YouTube, work with clients, even work for free to make as much videos as you can. Because eventually, people would rather see a really sick video than a really sick logo because it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all.
That's true. All about communication and doing actually good work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, that's the only things you need to be like a successful entrepreneur or to work more.
Yeah. So what's a resource, a book, maybe a person that actually inspired you or changed the way you think?
Resource, book, or person. Yeah, so I got like one friend of mine that's like way older than me that's also doing this, so videography and stuff. So for me, that's kind of like the unfair advantage because I used to be working with him. I'm still working with him, but I used to be working with him for free when I first started. I was like, hey, I want to go with you on filming days. Literally every filming day that you do, I want to be there to just learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and eventually now I'm at a point where he literally pays me money to like work for him because I've worked with him in the past. He knows I can do the stuff. But yeah, what I would tell to people is try to get some kind of mentor like that. Like don't get a expensive coaching at the start. You don't need that. But if there's someone in your region that's doing the same thing, literally go up to them and show them some of your work and say to them like, hey, I literally want to go with you for free on like a working day. I want to see how you do it. I can help you, and that's like the best way to scale. Yeah. And besides a person, if I should say, some kind of internet guy or something, definitely Jamie Brindle on Instagram. He's talking about entrepreneur stuff. He's talking about the realistic side of like being an entrepreneur and freelancer. Um, and and I think one more thing is not necessarily a person, but don't really consume content, but study it. So
Yeah.
let's say you have a tech agency. See what other tech agencies are doing, but don't consume it. So literally like study it. So for me, it's really easy because I'm doing like videography. So all I have to do is go on TikTok and see some other videographers making videos. But you gotta look at it at a way that you're like that you're getting all the points of the video, like what they're talking about, so you can learn stuff from it.
Yeah.
But I think that works like on a lot of different bases, literally looking at other people doing it and seeing how they're doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So now we're almost getting to the end of the interview. So the rapid fire. Question 1. Social media, opportunity or a distraction?
Opportunity.
Okay. YouTube or books for self-improvement?
YouTube.
Flashy lifestyle or stay humble?
Stay humble.
Biggest waste of time?
Oh, biggest waste of time. Procrastinating.
Morning routines, yes or no?
Yes. The most underrated advice.
Yeah.
I think Volume by Alex Hormozy, like doing as much of the stuff that you're doing.
Yeah, true. So, where can people find you and what are you working on that they should definitely know about?
People can find me on Instagram at Shot by Imrane. And one exciting project is from next week. I'll be on a project with a client somewhere far outside of the Netherlands.
Nice.
In some different countries, but you'll see that on the Instagram.
Nice.
But yeah, we'll be gone for a month traveling and making some sick videos.
Exciting.